De Bruyne's corner. Haaland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
Right, let's just jump in. You tell me if it's still lagging or not. How are we doing, everyone? Oh, it's plain black as well. What is going on? Oh my god, absolute disaster. Bear with me. Why is that now black? Oh, honestly, today's been an absolute day. Is it that one? Is that working? Boom. Is it lagging still? It's alright for me. I've got it open on my phone and it's absolutely fine, so... Looks perfect on my phone. Best intro ever. Thank you very much. I mean, that wasn't the best intro we've done, but we are live. Let me turn the music down a little bit as well. Sorry for the ropey intro. It's fine for me now. I've literally got it open on my phone, so I don't know. Reload it. Reload it. I'll put it in chat. Reload it if lagging. I don't know what to tell you. It's alright on my phone. But I saw a couple of members said it, so I don't think it's a troll. I feel like a pro streamer. Absolutely not a pro streamer. Doing my best. I mean, it's alright on my phone anyway, so... I couldn't tell you why it's lagging, if anyone's lagging, but it's absolutely perfect on my end. It says no frames dropped, so I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully for the majority of you, it's alright. Sorry if anyone is, if you can even hear me. Reload and fixed it. Okay. Anyway, as Gaurav says, let's get into it. Oh my god, yeah. So someone just said like I was going to wildcard in 30, Gameweek 31, right? And that was the plan. But then I had a few problems over the break. I had Gibbs White picked up a flag. I had Wood picked up the flag. Strand Larson picked up a flag. Then his flag disappeared. And then Haaland gets injured in the FA Cup. and he's out now for 7 weeks. So we're not going to see Haaland again till like game week 37. And just all of this combined. Oh yeah, and then finally this afternoon we hear that Kluivert's now a doubt for the game. So I don't know, I just, after all these things, I thought I'm going to have to bring the wildcard forward a week. Focal fixed my marriage. I can only do FPL. Like, if she plays FPL, then I can help you in that sense. FPL counselling, but no, I can't help your marriage otherwise, sorry. Yeah, so I've activated the wildcard now, and stressful day. I've had to do it really last minute as well, because obviously the Kluivert news only came like a couple of hours ago. So not had loads of time to think about it, but this is the wildcard that I've landed on, and the plan is to wildcard in game week. Sorry, the plan is to bench boost in game week 33 and free hit 34. Kano says my relationship needs help, but my FPL needs more help. I mean, has anyone else got a wildcard active? Should we do a poll on this? It's obviously it's team dependent. Like I was definitely not wildcarded until that Kluivert news, but it just felt like a tipping point for me because I had 3 yellow flags basically. So is your wildcard active? Yes, no, and used it already. There we go. Poll is up. Get your votes in. Senor Lump, good evening, Oscar. Wishing you a good gaming. Love you. Love you too, Senor Lump. Thanks for being here. Mark says he came for the music. Yeah, we got some bangers lined up. Austin, thanks for the 32 months. He says wildcard active, bench 1 of Saka or Sarr. Good luck all. I think just because it's Saka's first game back, I would bench him and start Sarr. Like, at the end of the day, Sarr's got Southampton as well. So yeah, I'd actually bench Saka, Austin, and start Sarr. Odin, thanks for becoming a member as well. Thanks very much for your support, Odin Plays. And he has also said, I've had no stress. Now FPL's back, I'm going mad. Hey, welcome to the club, Odin. I've had a nice couple of weeks off. I mean, it's been boring, don't get me wrong, but I've had a couple of weeks, not much to do. And then obviously we had all sorts going on in the FA Cup weekend, and then now more news today, and now I've had to do this last minute wildcard. The worst part is, in my head, I was like, I'm not wildcarding this week. It doesn't matter. I don't even need to look at it. Like, I did a video, and then I was like, right, done with that. And then the news comes out about the Kluivert injury, and now, in the space of like an hour, I've had to work out a wildcard team. It's not going to be the best wildcard. Like, there's probably stuff I've missed. There's probably permutations that I've not considered, but it's done. It's active. So my wildcard, I don't know if anyone's an audio listener to the streams, are they? Does anyone come back and watch streams afterwards or listen to them? Drop a comment if that's you. My wildcard then, it's Raya, Gabriel, Kanate, Vardiel, Sarr, Eze, Palmer, Salah, Marmoush, Mateta and Isak. And then on my bench, I've got Martinez, Murphy, Burn and Wan-Bissaka. So this would be my team in game week 32. It's not going to fit in, is it? It's not great. Is there a way I can make that? Maybe like that? Is that in? Yeah. So that's game week 32. Which gets me 6 doublers, obviously. Hang on. There we go. That better. Alright, sweet. Yeah, so that would be game week 32. So I'd have Burn, Murphy and Isak doubling, and from Palace I'd have Eze, Mateta and Sarr. And then game week 32 would be the bench boost, and there with this draft I would be bringing in Watkins, I'd be bringing in I've forgotten it now, Savinio. I think that was a third transfer, but I've forgotten what it was. What was it? 3 of 3. What was the third transfer? What's different here? Oh, Saka. And then Saka comes in for Palmer. So that gets me, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 doublers plus Wan-Bissaka and Burn on the bench. So that's what I've come up with like the hour that I've had to come up with a wildcard. I don't think I'm going to work out something better. So, yeah, anyway, get your votes on the poll if yours is active. Yash says 2 of Isak, Marmoush and Mateta. Oh, just 2. I mean, if you had to pick 2, Yash, I suppose it would have to be Isak and Mateta, because we're expecting back-to-back double games for Palace potentially. If I got to No, I don't. I thought I uploaded it before I went live. It's been a bit all over the place. Hang on. Got a graphic here just showing the predicted doubles and the confirmed doubles, which I think would be nice to put on screen. So let me do that now. Right, double. Here we go. Can you see that? So yeah, you might have seen this in my videos already, but it's good to have a refresher. So we've got double Gameweek 32, that's locked in for Palace and Newcastle, and then double Gameweek 33 isn't locked in currently, it's just being predicted. Like, it just makes perfect sense for the Premier League to move the games there. So it'd be a double Gameweek for Arsenal, Villa, Palace and Man City, and if that happens, then they've got the blank immediately afterwards in 34. So my plan would be to bench to free hit in the blank basically. So Wildcard 30, bench boost 33 and free hit 34 is my strategy now. Foden more minutes. Yeah, he's the one player, Taco, one player that I wish I could squeeze in this wildcard. Because if Marmish is pushing up top in Haaland's absence, then Foden looks pretty good for minutes going forward. So I think I think Foden's a really nice pick. I just couldn't find a way to squeeze him in, because he's way more expensive than Eze and Sarr. So it's like, how do I free up the money then if I do that? It's tricky to do it. I'd have to go Palmer down to Saka straight off the bat. I'd have to go Kanate down to someone cheaper. Martinez would probably have to be Areola. So it's a few sacrifices. So I just thought maybe I'll go triple Palace attack. They've got Southampton. And, you know, if Savio looks like a good pick, then he'll be coming in for me in Game Week 33 for that double game week. Yeah, so news on Palmer. He's the other one, right? I could just go Saka straight off the bat, but I just feel like, has anyone else got this feeling that Palmer's actually a really nice opportunity now in FPL? Like, he's already been seen in training. I was watching Chelsea training videos earlier. Like, who watches those? I guess people do. I was watching them anyway. Like, I mean, who watches them for entertainment? I was watching them for FPL purposes, and Palmer was out training. I believe Jackson and Madueke were all back. So, like, Chelsea back to full strength. Palmer's in training. He's got Tottenham home. That's pretty nice. Brentford's not bad. Ipswich home. And then I go to Saka in Game Week 33. So, yeah, I just feel like maybe that's an opportunity because people have given up on Palmer. But I think he's the second top scoring player in the game still. So I think people are sleeping on him. Paredes, thanks for the 4 months. He says, it's nice wild cards you've got there. If you had the assistant manager in hand... If I had the assistant manager, it would be very similar to this, basically, but you just put less focus on the bench. And I'd use the assistant manager in Game Week 31 to 33, basically. So yeah, wildcard this week. Assistant manager in Game Week 31. In terms of who, like, there's a couple of options. You could go on Eddie Howe, because he's got Leicester away, then he's got the double. You could go on Emery. That's a table bonus fixture currently, Forest. And then it's Southampton, then it's a double game week. And that's kind of like a nice no transfer needed option. And then obviously there is Glasner if you want the maximum upside. Brighton, I think that's table bonus, is it? Someone fact check that. And then the City, Newcastle, Arsenal would be. So maybe it's 3 table bonus across the 3 game weeks, which is still really nice. How we doing, Dr. Yazan? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Elite Crew says, Oscar, try convince me to captain Marmoush, thanks. Try and convince you. Well, he's playing against one of the worst teams in the league, Leicester. It's a home fixture. Haaland's out, so his expected minutes look good. And what else? In terms of projected goal scorers this week, what about that? He's top in the entire league this week for projected goals, 0.82. So, I don't know. You asked me to try and convince you. I'm on Salah captain myself, but I think Marmoush is a nice option. And yeah, there's quite a lot pointing towards him this week. So there you go. How about that? Anyone else on Marmoush captain or anyone other than Salah this week? Yeah, I'm free hitting in Game Week 34, Maury. Kano, thanks for the 12 months. 1 year. Thanks very much, Kano, for the 1 year. says, would you stick to your team if you have the assistant manager chip? No, it'd be slightly different because you don't have to worry about your bench. That's the difference. Like with this team, I'm having to consider the bench boost because it makes sense to bench boost if you're wildcarding now or next week. So basically less focus on the bench. Like I've got Wan-Bissaka there just because he's got Southampton home in game week 33. You know, you don't need him there. Like I've got Ryan Martinez. They both double in 33. Obviously don't need that because you're not bench boosting. But it'd be very, very similar. Yeah, very similar. Just a few tweaks. Walter says, do I start Semenyo or João Pedro? Ooh. I think if I had to pick one. Who have Brighton got? Let me double check that. Semenyo's got Ipswich home. Villa home. I think I would go Semenyo. I know he's been such a troll, but this is what he does. Like he'll put up those 3 1-pointers in a row that he's put up, and then he'll go and get a goal and assist or something against Ipswich. It's just such a nice fixture. I just wouldn't want to bench Semenyo personally, so I'd start him. As Philip Stan says, Estupinian and Burn or Livramento and Nico. So, I mean, Burn and Livramento, they're basically dead even, in my opinion. Yeah, avoid Semenyo on a wildcard, for sure. Estupinian versus Nico. I'd probably say the second option. I'd go Livramento and Nico, just because Forest have got nice fixtures for the run-in. There's a small chance of a double game week for them as well. Yeah, I'd say Livramento and Nico. I mean, I think both players are slightly better on the right side there. Bertman, thanks for the super chat as well. It says the team is Ward, Pickford, Colwell, Castagna, Munoz, Milenkovic, Hall, Clivert, Semenyo and Bumo, Bruno, Salah, Wissa, Haaland and Evan Nilsson. 1 free transfer, what would you do? I feel like I either want to wildcard or roll. I would wildcard, Bertman, if I were you. You've got Pickford against Liverpool. You've got Colwell against Spurs. Castagna's got Arsenal. You've got Hall, who's out for the season. There's just too many issues here. You've got Haaland. He's out till like game week 37. I think this one's a straightforward wildcard bet, man. There's just far too many things to fix with 1 free transfer, so I would activate the wildcard. Walter, thanks for becoming an FPL Focal member as well. Thank you very much, Walter, for your support. Confetti cannons not working again. There we go. Thank you, Walter. Combat Waffle says Gordon punt after the suspension. Yeah, I love the Gordon pick. It's just, is he worth the extra money over Murphy? No love for Villa mids. Yeah, I just can't squeeze one in. I could go for Rodgers over one of Sarr and Eze, but they could have back-to-back doubles. I think it just makes more sense. And I could buy Rodgers in game week 33 for Murphy, I suppose. I'm planning to buy Watkins for Isak, so I'll have double Villa. I could add a third of Rodgers. Yeah, I like the Gordon pick combat. He was unbelievable last season. I've got a soft spot for him. Oh my God, Tim. Oh my God. Tim. He's just gifted 50 memberships. How's the wildcard coming along, Tim? Oh, the confetti just went off by itself. There we go. Oh my God. Welcome to all the new members. Have you just got one from Tim? Tim, thank you so much, mate. Thank you for your support. How's the wildcard coming along? Yeah, if you got one of those from Tim, make sure you thank him. Go on the Tim. W Tim. Has he just done it again? Oh my God. Tim. Tim's gonna... he's gonna win his... He's in a really big money league and he's on track to win it, but he's gonna have spent it on the gifted memberships, all the winnings. Thank you so much, Tim. That is crazy. 100 gifted memberships to the chat. Make sure you say something in chat, because then you can get one of the memberships if you're lucky. They get randomly allocated to people that are in chat. That is crazy. Thank you so much, Tim. Tim. Tim's an FPL legend. He actually is. He is a legend of the channel. Hey, we've actually got the two biggest legends of the channel both in chat today. One is Tim, and the other one is Adam, who I just saw in chat. Adam's the one. Some of you know this story. Adam's the one. When I first started this channel, I got one viewer all stream. I did a stream for 3 hours, and my only viewer was Adam. And me and Adam just literally talked FPL for like 3 hours straight. And if Adam had never come to my stream, I probably would have just binned it off and thought, this isn't worth it. Like, no one cares about my content. So, yeah, we've got the two goats of the channel here. We've got Tim and we've got Adam. So, shout out to both of them. The butterfly effect from Adam tuning into that stream is pretty insane when you think about it. So, yeah, thank you again, Tim and Adam, and everyone else that's supporting me here. I don't know what to say. Let me get through the questions again. So, Axe Palacio says, start Clivert or Palmer. Oh, definitely Palmer. I'm fully expecting him to start. That's why I've got him in my wildcard, and I really like Spurs home. Great fixture. Day 269 of calling Focal Smexy Geezer. Thank you, Will, as always. Yeah, Palmer. I mean, Clivert's a doubt as well. Areola said in his press conference that he's a doubt. So, yeah, start Palmer. Amy Pans says, I'm itching on a very similar wildcard. Do you think Saka in for Palmer's gaming itself will help, as I'm struggling with 0.2 mil? Any suggestions for other sacrifices? Other sacrifices? Well, you could go like Martinez down to Areola. That gets up enough. Or maybe for Bruggen. So it depends when you're bench boosting as well, Amy. Like if you're using it 32, then Brighton have got Leicester home. If you're using it 33, then Areola's got Southampton home. That's one way you could do it. Like at the end of the day, it's not a great double game week 33 potentially for Villa. So I don't think it's the end of the world if you lose one fixture from your backup keeper to afford Palmer over Saka. I don't know. I've just got a feeling about Palmer. Like, Saka's just back from injury after months off. Arteta says he's ready, and he could even start. He might just play like an hour. But I just think he's got Spurs home, Brentford away, Ipswich home. We've got Jackson back, who they've massively missed. The memberships are still going in the chat as I'm talking. That is crazy. Like, what was I saying? Yeah, so they've got Jackson back, Madueke back. Like, Odin plays with the 5 gifted memberships as well. Holy, thank you so much, Odin. Oh my god, I'm so behind on chat. I'm sorry for all the messages I'm missing. Thank you so much, Odin, as well. So yeah, I feel like Palmer's an opportunity, and then you switch to Saka in Gameweek 33. That's my plan. We'll see if it works, but it's a plan. It's a concept of a plan. Enshock says, Wagwan fam, keen to Bonazooting with the Mandem. What did I just read? Official INZ says, any news on Cliver injury, and is it worth using a free transfer to change him to Sarr, or should I change Watkins to Mateta? Cheers. It depends on who's on your bench, like if he doesn't play at all. Yeah, it really depends on who you've got on your bench. Like if Cliver misses out, I'd probably address that first and go for Sarr. Yeah, and probably keep keep Watkins, sorry. He does have Southampton coming up as well, to be fair. So, in terms of news, all he said that he's a doubt. That's all we know on Clivert. So, like, it could just be a slight doubt, and he'll be. I think they play on Wednesday as well. So there's. Is it tomorrow they play? Yeah, it's not tonight. It's tomorrow night. So, I mean, he could play it. It's really hard to say because that's all we know. That's all Areola said, that he's a doubt. I'll probably fix that first. Yeah. So go for Sarr. Lucidus, thanks for the 21 months. Says, hoping to sustain my 3k rank. Do you reckon that Saka starts? It's really 50-50 this. Like, On the one hand, you just wouldn't advise it if you're the medical team because he's been out for months. But I don't know. Arteta just loves to force Saka in the 11 whenever he can, and he does need to get his fitness up sharp before Real Madrid. If I was to guess, I'd say 60-40 in favour of starting. Just about in favour of starting. But yeah, it could go either way. I forgot to put the window on the hinge and I just heard it bang hard. And I don't want the window to smash while I'm live. 2 seconds. Sorry about that. Right. 3k rank, by the way. Fair play, Lucidus. That is a crazy rank. What's everyone's rank right now? Who's got the best rank? He's probably drinking in the bathroom. How's everyone doing rank-wise at this stage of the season? And what's your target? Odin plays. Yeah, thank you again. So he says, team is Flecken, Gabriel, Saliba, Munoz, Kirkers, Salah, Eze and Bumo, Rogers, Isak, Marmish, Valdemarson, Wood, Kluivert, Robinson, Wildcard or Rollborough, melting down. It's not bad, is it? Gabriel, Saliba, Munoz, Salah, Eze and Bumo, Rogers, Isak. I feel like you can roll. I do think you can wait a week, Odin. Your team's perfectly fine this week, that's the thing. I mean, Flecken's not ideal, is he, away at Newcastle, but you could just wait for another week of information. Like, there's lots we could learn. It's unlikely we get any surprises with the double game weeks, but it's possible. You give yourself one game week to assess Saka, to assess how City look with no Haaland, these sorts of things. What's the best Newcastle triple up before they've got Leicester? You could get Gordon straight in next week. Yeah, I think you're okay to wait a week. So let's have a look. 127k, 20k, very nice. 7.5k, nice. Still got a few W Tims in the chat. 50k, 1.6 million because I'm a fraud, says Danny. I appreciate the honesty. 560k, 1.3 mil, 630k, 13th. I'm fact checking that. I'm fact checking that 13k overall rank. Oh, you don't. The 13th team doesn't have a team name, so we can't verify if it's Drago. They're just called CR7, the team of 13th. Right, let me keep going with chat. Where did I get to? 400k, nice. Raya or Allison? I'd say Raya. They got better clean sheet odds. Someone was asking for clean sheet odds, actually. I'll put those on screen for a sec while I read this. Bertman says, if I wildcard, I'm 2.2 million over budget to copy your team. 2.2 million. So where would we free up the money then? Let me flick back over. 2.2 million. Where do we get 2.2 million out from here? What if you went like Eze down to Rogers, Kanate to Munoz? That works. You've got Rogers doubling in 33. You stay on Triple Palace. I don't know if that's enough. Is that enough? Might be just short of enough. And then Martinez down to Areola. That works. That'd probably be it. Martinez to Areola, Kanate to Munoz, and then Eze to Rogers, perhaps. And then start one of Murphy or Rogers. I forget who Rogers has this week. You're £3.5 million over your team. As in you've got that extra money in the bank, Ben. Or you can't afford it by 3.5. 3k overall rank. Very nice, Alistair. Very nice. Anurag says, hi Oscar, great to have FPL streams back. I'm on a wild card, but I have a team value of like 2.3 million lower than your team right now. Which players to sacrifice? I'm thinking Ryan Martinez, maybe Eze to Semenyo, Palmer to Saka, bench boost 33. So it's yeah, I think it's going to be similar to what I just said to the last question. So you could do Eze down to Rogers, Kanate to Munoz, Martinez to Areola, something like that. Oh, you can't afford it, Ben, got you. I mean, that's a few ways you could free the money up. I mean, Eze's quite a bit more expensive than Sarr, but I think Sarr's are more points. So, and he's got way better expected goal involvement over the last 6. So, I think Eze is sacrificeable if you can't afford the team. Yeah, maybe Martinez to Areola if you're bench boosting in 33. That's when they've got Southampton home. That's an option. And maybe Konate down to a cheaper defender as well. I mean, I have to, by the way, if anyone's joined late, I have to emphasise that the Kluivert news that he's a doubt dropped literally this afternoon, like a couple of hours ago. So I had to proper rush to throw this together. And there's gonna be stuff that I've like missed and not seen with this wildcard. It's the nature of doing live streams and FPL content. Like, if I had an extra 2 hours, I would have probably dug into it more. But that's the way it goes. I can't complain. I'm not complaining. But I'm just saying there might be stuff that I've not spotted or noticed. Triple Palace attack is wild. That's what I mean. Like, with more time, maybe I would have found a way to go Munoz instead of triple attack. But this is where I landed, and it was really last minute. Like, I landed on this team about 15 minutes before going live, and yeah, stressful. But we love a chaotic. I know a lot of you just love it when it's pure chaos in the deadline stream. So if that's you, then you're probably loving it. Combat Waffle says play 8 Nori over Kluivert or Wildcard. So they've got West Ham home. Oh, it depends on the rest of your team, Combat. It's hard to answer, like, how the rest of your team looks and if you've got other problems or if your team's in good shape. Peak FPL chaos, exactly. Forest Brentford's match is postponed, isn't it? It is, yeah, but it could remain in Gameweek 34 still. It could remain in Gameweek 34 and be a single game week rather than a blank. In fact, let me put this on screen for you so you can kind of visualize it, if possible. Yeah, that sort of works. So you've got Gameweek 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 and 37. And you can see the percentage likelihood of teams doubling or blanking in those weeks. So you can see there's only 20% against Forest and Brentford to blank in 34. So we're expecting that actually to not be a blank and it will just remain a single game week for them. I'd play Kluivert over 8 Nori Combat. Just in case he plays. God, I'm well behind on chat. Bear with me. Apologies, everyone. Dr. Yazan says Konsa versus Williams / another 4.4 million. Already got burned. Yeah, if you can afford Konsa, I would go for him. Given he's got the double game week, he's got Southampton coming up. And by the way, look at this. 36. Aston Villa have got the highest percentage chance of doubling there. 49% chance that Aston Villa have a double game week 36. So this was the other reason that I landed on Martinez as my backup keeper. So if I flick back over here. In game week 36, Arsenal happen to have Liverpool away. It's by far the worst fixture for the rest of the season for them. That week, Villa have got Bournemouth away. But that but Spurs home could drop into there, so they could have a double game week of Bournemouth away and Spurs home. So yeah, Consta's nice for that reason as well. Gerald Matthew says, any backup defender suggestions for under 4.3 million? You could go Dunk, he's 4.2 mil. Webster could miss the entire remainder of the season, so Lewis Dunk looks like an option. Is there anyone else? Depends if you need them. Like, I think Castagna's about that, but maybe check when Tete's back. Is there anyone else for 4.3 million, guys, that I'm forgetting? Super budget defenders. Like Mikalenko, if you don't need to play him anytime soon, he could be useful at the very end of the season. Dizassi, is he nailed though, Dizassi? Isn't Pau Torres back or nearly back? Plus they've got Mings. Yeah, I mean there's Agbadu as well, yeah. There's a few options there. Maybe Dunk. Kwanzaa, yeah, but the problem is as soon as Gomez or Bradley are back, then Kwanzaa's a massive risk because they'll play right back and Konate centre back. Razan, thanks for the 26 months. Kluivert to Eze or Sarr. or Wood to Mateta? Which one? I would go Wood to Mateta first. It feels like Kluivert's got a better chance of playing than Wood, basically. So I would prioritise that, Razam. Mazraoui, maybe. Yeah, there's a few options there. Have you read the Supers? Had to reload the stream. I'm still working down the list, Kano. I'm pretty behind. Sorry, everyone. Odin Plays says, much love, brother. Good luck, everyone. Good luck to you, Odin. Thanks again for the support in the stream. Really appreciate that. Christabel says, hi, mate. Who should I leave out of the starting 11? Is that what you mean? Munoz, Kanate, Vardy, and Gibbs-White. I would leave Gibbs-White out. I mean, he's a doubt. I actually think he'll play, even though he's flagged. But I think playing Munoz against Southampton makes sense. Kanate home to Everton. Vardy has to play home to Leicester. So bench Gibbs-White. So Kano said, who would you have on the bench if you were going to play the assistant manager 31 to 33 and you need 0.8 for Unai? It'd be really similar, to be honest, but probably something like Areola instead of Martinez, and then that's your 0.8 more or less freed up. Or if you still can't quite afford that, then just downgrade Wan-Bissaka. I would keep Murphy and Burn because you want them for double game week 32. It's just Martinez and Wan-Bissaka as your wiggle room to get the 0.8. So Areola, maybe if you still need more money, then Wan-Bissaka down to like a Nico Williams or a Dunk. Rio, thanks for the 11 months. Is your wildcard active? Such a busy game week, shaking my head. I know. Yeah, my wildcard's active. I wasn't planning to use it, but I had Gibbs-White flagged. I had Wood flagged. I had Kluivert is a doubt now for the game. So it was kind of a tipping point for me, and I ended up activating it. And this is the team that I landed on. Sohan says, hi Oscar, on the wildcard, Eze and Evan Nilsson or Savinho Mateta. I have triple Palace and Newcastle either way. Well, I'm not sure about Savinho yet, but so I'd probably start... it's tricky, this one. Because Evan Nilsson won't double, 32 or 33. Savinho does. I'd probably go Savinho and Mateta. I think that makes slightly more sense. You've got the extra double game week. They've both got great fixtures this week, both combinations, but I like Savinho and Mateta slightly more. I'm sure I saw a crazy stat, like the last 8 game weeks in a row, whatever striker plays against Southampton has scored. So maybe that's good news for Mateta owners. Anyone captain Mateta? Oh yeah, so is your wildcard active? 65% yes, 31% no. 4% used it already. That is higher than I expected. Captain poll them. So what we're going to do, Salah, Marmoush, Isaac and other. There you go. Get your votes in. A message and chat if you went other. Who's your other? Stephen says, Wood to Mateta or Marmoush? Wildcard in the other 31. Okay, so if it's a 1 week, I would say Marmoush is your best 1 week punt. Because we've got Haaland out injured. We've got Marmoush home to Leicester. I'd say it's slightly better. These are the projections this week. I was messing around with the minutes here, and they might not be right, but this is interesting. Marmoush, if he gets 85 minutes, would be on the exact same projected points as Salah, 6.9. We'll have to see if anyone's actually going Marmoush on the poll, but that's interesting. So yeah, for a 1 week, Marmoush. Ben Oakley, thanks for the super chat, mate. He says, I've got Bowen, Kluivert, Palmer, Evan Nilsson, Marmoush, and Semenyo. I've got to bench one. Who do you think? I would bench Kluivert, Ben, just based on the news that he's a doubt. He's just a logical one, because like worst case scenario, he's a doubt, so he's on the bench and he just comes on. It's very possible that he plays, but just based on Iriola saying that, I would say Kluivert's the one that would have to miss out here. you still got double Bournemouth attack, so that's nice. Crispy Bacon says, hello there, would you start Evan Nilsson or Semenyo? I would say I'd go Evan Nilsson. I mean, if Kluivert does miss out, then it'd be Evan Nilsson on pens as well, right? They're both great, but yeah, if I had to pick one. God, you love a 50-50, don't you, Chris? And they tend to go wrong, so maybe don't listen to me. Maybe you start Semenyo. But no, if I was picking one, it'd be Evan Nilsson. FCH Sean, thanks for the 30 months, mate. Thank you for your support. He says, hi, Oscar. Happy April Fool's Day. Do I start Palmer or Bumo? I'd start Palmer, Sean. Gotta be Palmer. I did get such a good reception to my April Fool's prank this year. Don't know if any of you saw it, but yeah, it was a bit of a flop this year. The new game mode. I wonder if I can find it here. God, I've tweeted so much already. What am I doing? Yeah, it's like a new game mode, and you have like positions under the players. You go in an arena to play against other managers. Yeah, and it's like Ultimate Team style. So you got like player positions, values against players. But no, I think I'm finished with the April Fool's pranks. I mean, last year's was pretty bad as well, wasn't it? Remember the trading card game prank last year? That was shocking as well. Right, where did I get to in chat here? God, I'm so lost. So it's Discreet Circuitry says, missed the blank Gameweek deadline and fell from 150k to 400k. Oh, that's brutal. Chasing rank with 3 transfers, and you're thinking Trent to Munoz, Palmer to Saka, /Sarr, Wood to Mateta, /Marmoush. Thoughts? Any of the 3 hitting bench boost? I'd keep Palmer. Definitely keep Palmer. Trent to Munoz, I like that. Wood to Mateta. I'd probably go... Yeah, Wood to Mateta makes sense. I mean, if you're really chasing, Marmoush is the differential, isn't he? Or is he? What's the ownership like now? 20 point... Wow, that's shot up. 20.9. Mateta's the differential. 10.9. That's crazy how much Marmoush's ownership shot up. I swear that was only just like 10%. God, that is the latest bandwagon established. Has anyone not bought Marmoush? I mean, it's still relatively low, 20%, but among active managers, it's going to be a lot higher, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say about the rest of your team, Discreet, but keep Palmer. Trent to Munoz, great. Wood to Mateta, yeah, I like that. That's the one if you're chasing. And maybe spending a third if there's something logical there. Mr. F says, welcome back. Welcome back for another stream. He says, my partner thinks you're a robot. Would you start Konsa or Saliba this week? I've wildcarded myself into a benching dilemma. I think many of us have, to be fair. I would start Saliba. Top of the clean sheet odds this week. I mean, we're a Villa on here. 16%. It's not even close. Yeah, start Saliba, Mr. F. And tell your wife I'm not a robot. Prader says he's going wildcard 30 and using a late bench boost, probably 35 plus. And you're opting to Raya first keeper. Who's your second by your opinion? And would you prioritise for a later bench boost? I personally wouldn't. I don't see the logic in saving it. What's the thinking with a late bench boost? Because like if you wildcard now, you can set up for what's right in front of you. You don't know what's going to happen by the time we get to Gameweek 35. Like that's a long time away. So much can go wrong. And you might not have a good bench by then. You might have other stuff to spend transfers in. And before you know it, you're spending hits to make sure you've got a nice bench. And you've wiped away the benefit of the bench boost. I always try to bench boost as close to the wild card as possible. Or thereabouts. Oh, you're using the assistant manager. Oh, no, that's fine then. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. If I had the same chips as you, then I would do that. So in terms of the backup keeper, I'd say Martinez probably. Because he's got the highest chances of doubling in 36, which might be when you want to use it. So yeah, I'd say Martinez if you can afford him. If not, just have a skim through this. And the potential double gaming odds in a 36. It's going to be a really small double. Probably just like 2 teams, perhaps. Adam, thanks for the 15 months. Says, for the assistant manager of 31, would you go Glasner for the 3 weeks or Unai? Let me just pull up the fixtures. So Villa have got Forest home, Southampton, Newcastle, City. I think if you're really chasing, then go Glasner. But I do think, and obviously it doesn't make sense because I've got triple Palace, but I do think they might struggle in these games. Like City away, brutal. Newcastle away is not great either. Arsenal away in 33. They do have the extra fixture. If I was ranking them, I would say Emery, if he's got table bonus against Forest, then Glasner, and then Eddie Howe. I'd say in that order. Lucidus says, wildcard with triple Arsenal, Palace, Newcastle, City and Salah. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm pretty much on that, right? But just double City in my case. But yeah, that's the template. That is the wildcard template. For obvious reasons, because we're expecting them all to double. So that gets you 12 doublers plus Salah in 33. Plus it gets you, 6 doublers in 32. Amy Pan says, Eze to Rogers, Martinez to Henderson for budget adjustments. Yeah, that works. Yeah, even better. Yeah, so you go no Munoz, right? Yeah, that works, Amy. That works. Go for that. Bertman says, I managed it with 3 variations. Evan Nilsson for Mateta, Rogers for Eze, and Munoz for Wan-Bissaka. Is that okay? Have you still got triple Palace, Bertman? Because you've sold 3 there. You still want to be on triple Palace. Yeah, I did wildcard Joseph. I wasn't planning on it, but Kluivert's picked up this... Kluivert's a doubt. You look sexy with that filter. There's no filter on. I've got a light up here and then a light there. So yeah, make sure you're still on triple Palace. Like I'm not a huge fan of getting rid of Mateta, Eze and Munoz, and then you've only got like 1 or 2 Palace max. So maybe keep tinkering to make sure you've got triple Palace. Why Wan-Bissaka? It's because I'm going to bench boost in Gameweek 33, and he's got Southampton home. I just couldn't think of anyone else. I had to throw this wildcard together so quickly because the news dropped really late this afternoon on Kluivert. And he might still play Kluivert, but I had Gibbs White flagged, I had Wood flagged, I had Kluivert flagged. I'd already spent my transfer on Isak. Why Konate? Again, I just couldn't think of someone else. Like, he's handy for the next few weeks, isn't he? I could bench him against Fulham. I might start him. He's handy against West Ham. He's handy against Leicester. And obviously Everton this week. I don't know. God, yeah. I wish I had more time to think it all through. But it was a last minute wildcard. And there's definitely stuff I've missed here. Pinnis reacts. Oh, I've lost your message. Pinnis reacts says, Mbumo to Eze or Kluivert to Sarr. Only 1 free transfer. Kluivert to Sarr, I would do, and just hope that Kluivert does miss out. Really, yeah, I think it's fine to keep Mbumo. Like, he's got a decent record against top teams, and they do have some rough fixtures. But yeah, I think I'd prioritise Kluivert out, given he's the one that's a doubt. Vaclav says, "Hi, bench 1 out of Mbumo, Dango, and Pedro Neto." Again, like, Dango might play now, that's the thing, and he's got Ipswich home. I'd be tempted to take a chance on Dango starting, you know. I think I'd play Dango. And I'd play Mbumo and bench Pedro Neto. I just think with Kluivert a doubt, Tavernier a doubt, I'd actually take the chance on Dango playing, being somewhere in that starting 11. I think it's a lot likelier than it was, you know, a week ago. Mohammed, thanks for the super chat as well. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Mo Omar, thank you as well. Says, hi Oscar, 1 free transfer, wild card in 31. Haaland to Marmoush and Beto to Mateta, -4 to bench Kluivert. Or Haaland to Marmoush and Elanga / Kluivert to Eze or Sarr, or not take the -4. I'm not a fan of taking hits before a wild card. That's the thing. I think I'll just ride it out, honestly. Burns on 8 yellows. Yeah, I know that. I know. I could get Livramento, but... yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should get Livramento. Should I get Livramento? I think there was a reason I put Burn in, but I cannot remember what it was. I've got 0.5 million in the bank, so maybe I should just get Livramento. I mean... what I need Burn to avoid getting 2 yellows in the next 3 games. Better goal threat. Yeah, like he's the one that scored in the League Cup final. He needs to avoid 2 yellow cards in the next 3 game weeks. That's all I care about. Because I need him for the double. Like if he gets booked this game week and gets booked next, then it's bad. Because then I'm going to have to spend a transfer. But I don't know. He's going to be aware of this, isn't he? Like he's going to be aware that he's 2 yellows away. I wouldn't take a hit, Mo Omar. Not right before a wildcard, personally. Can you not bring the wildcard forward to now? And just deal with your issues like Cliver, you've got Beto, you've got Haaland. You've got 3 issues there, and that's without knowing the rest of your team. What's the reason you're not using it now? Kirkes, Gabriel, Palmer, bench 1. I would bench Kirkes. What's your thought process in Palmer over Foden before switching to Saka? Is it just better fixtures? Yeah, I just think the fixtures are slightly better. The minutes are better. And I think people have like turned their back on Palmer, but he's still on like, what was it, 170 something points? I think 181 points. They've got Jackson back. They've got Madueke back. They've got Spurs home. They've got Ipswich home as well. Brentford in between that. I just feel like people are sleeping on Palmer. But I really like Foden as well. And I wish we could have 6 midfielders. Because my 6th would be Foden. If I could afford it somehow. Mark Schroeder, thanks for the super chat. Says, hey Oscar, wildcard team. 4.7 million in the bank is Kepa, Kirkes, Munoz, Gabriel Sala, Sarr, Elanga, Cliver, Isak, Marmish, Mateta, Pope, Saliba, Milenkovic, Gordon, and you've got the bench boost, triple captain and free hit. Best goalkeeper pairing, please. Well, I've gone for Raya and Martinez because you can bench boost that in 33. So you triple captain Isak 32, bench boost 33, free hit 34. God, you're about to hit a crazy stretch of all those chips in such a short time mark. Is there not somewhere you can spend the 4.7 million though? I'm not a huge fan of that much in the bank. You got Salah. What am I missing here? No Palmer. Can you not afford like Palmer over Elanga or something like that? With the 4.7 million. I'm not sure I understand the Elanga pick. But yeah, it's the foundation is nice. It's a good team. I'd say Ryan Martinez is what I landed on. When he free hitting in Game Week 34. Best Martinez alternative. It depends. It's really team dependent. Like, if you need someone that doubles, then obviously there's Henderson. There's Pope. He doubles in 32. Who else? I don't know about Edison. But it depends on what you need. Like, if you don't need to bench boost, then you can get anyone. You can just get Areola. He's 4.2. Is anyone going Edison? I was tempted, but I think the last 2 seasons in a row I've had him, and he's been terrible for me. Yeah, maybe just see if you can afford... FPL Bateman, the only reason you've got Palmer is because you're him. Thank you very much. I don't see the resemblance. He says you're keeping the Arsenal slot and 4.7 mil for Saka later. Yeah, but why don't you just start with Palmer and then go to Saka instead of Elanga? Do you see what I mean? Like, if you can get to Palmer over Elanga, it's just not even close in my opinion. I just think Palmer's so much better for the next 3, and then you buy Saka. Mohammed says, hi, Savinho and Munoz or Eze and Wan-Bissaka? I'd probably Eze and Wan-Bissaka. It's pretty close, that one. Just Savinho's a little bit of a question mark. I think he's going to be a good pick, and I'm currently planning to buy him in 33, but he's a bit of a question mark for me. So I'd say Eze and Wan-Bissaka if you're bench boosting in 32. Bear with me, Connor. I'm a bit behind. Where did I get to? Oh, did I go past it? No, I didn't. Magnus says, how do I play the rest of the season? I've got my wildcard, assistant manager and bench boost left. I would wildcard right now. And then assistant manager 31 to 33 on either Unai Emery, on Glasner. Who's the other one I'm forgetting? Or Eddie Howe. And then bench boost. You bench boost basically whenever makes sense later in the season. It might be Gameweek 36 because that's a potentially small double, but either way you're going to be bench boosting single game weekers, so you just play it by ear. Whichever week looks like you're going to have the best bench. Connor here says, yes, Focal, best defenders outside of Newcastle, Palace, Arsenal and Villa. Best outside of that. So City then, Vardiol, I'd say. I don't think any other City defenders are worth going there. Like Ruben should be good, but might not be. Kuzanov probably wouldn't go there. It really depends on what you need. Like if you need defenders for the run-in later on, then you go Nico Williams, Milankovic. Like Everton have got nice fixtures a bit later, so you could go for someone like Tarkowski or O'Brien. It depends on what you need and where you need to fit them in, basically. Like right now, Everton assets obviously no-go. They've got Liverpool. But it depends on where you need to fit these players in. Benji says, what would you upgrade if you had 1.2 million extra for your team? If I had an extra 1.2, maybe Trippier over Burn or Van Dijk over Konate, something like that. Or maybe I'd find a way to get Foden in. But that'll take a few combinations. Flame says, thinking of April Fools, I remembered your trading card joke last year. That was brilliant. Yeah. Oh, God, that took so much time, and that was even more of a flop than this year's one. Stain says, 4.5 and 4 million keeper to fit Saka and Foden, or drop one, Savvy over Foden. Depends if you're a bench boost, and there is no 4 mil keeper, as far as I recall, that is a reliable starter. Maybe there is, and I've forgotten one, but no, I think something's got to give. I just wouldn't get Foden. Unless you don't need that backup keeper and you've used your bench boost. If that makes sense. Right, are there any 4 mil keepers? I don't think there are. Areola's the closest. He's 4.2. There was none that got round points last round. Form. And there's Palmer from Ipswich, but maybe he's 4.5. Nah, no one. Not worth it if you need the backup keeper. Yeah, I'd just drop Foden. Or you could drop Saka and get him later. Tuna says, Raya, Gabriel, Vardo, Munoz, Eze, Salah, Clivert, Palmer, Mateta, Isak and Marmoush, Areola, Livramento, Murphy, Wan-Bissaka, good wildcard, bench boost 33, free hit 34. Really nice. I mean, my team's almost the same, Tuna, so I would say that. The only thing I would say is Clivert's a doubt for game week, for this game week. Areola said he's a doubt, so I don't know if I would chance him on the wild card now. It's really the only thing you might want to change. Like, you've got Murphy on the bench, right? So it's not the end of the world if you just want him, but then you've missed the best fixture, haven't you? So you could just go for someone else like Rodgers, for example, with the bench boost in mind. But other than that, really nice team. But yeah, like I say, I would say that because the wildcard I've thrown together is really similar. Jago, thanks for the 16 months, mate. He says, what's up, Focal lad? Wood to Mateta or Marmoush? I think Mateta makes slightly more sense because there's the potential back-to-back doubles. It might not happen, but it's very likely to happen. And I just think with that in mind, surely take the extra fixture of Mateta. And he was in form before the injury. He did look a bit off it in the FA Cup, but if he can just get back on form, I think he's going to be awesome. Southampton this week. Yeah, I'd say Mateta just about if I was picking one. Murphy minutes after Gordon's back. Different positions. Murphy's really the only one that's good down the right wing. Gordon's left wing. And Barnes is generally best left wing as well. So I think Murphy's okay. Is Timber safe to the end of the season to free up some money? No, I'd be careful with Timber. I think Arteta, double check this, look it up. But I'm sure Arteta said he's been struggling with illness. He's back now, but he had an illness. Right, get your guesses in the chat while I work through the super chats. Who's going to be the top scorer this week? It was Bruno last week, or last game week, not last week. 17-pointer. Who's it going to be this week? Simon says, do you prefer Van Dijk or Milenkovic for 30 to 32? Also, who would your second keeper of choice be for game week? Bench boost 36 next to Martinez. Second cheaper of course. Well, first of all, Van Dijk over Milenkovic. I've not really thought as far ahead as 36 besides Martinez. Let me check the fixtures. I wouldn't overthink it too much because we don't know who's going to double then. It's just predicted. Let's have a look. Yeah, I don't know. There's no one that I'd say is good. I would just go with Raya. Like, you probably make more points in the meantime, if that makes sense. Evan Nilsson, Pickford. Marmoush. A lot of Marmoush guesses. Salah, Marmoush, Isak, Palmer, Eze. Right, still working through. Sorry, everyone. Simon says, oh, I did that one. It's Jay Pups. He said, I've got one free transfer this game week and I wildcarded before using it. Will I have 1 or 2 transfers in next game week? Are you saying, basically, whatever you had after the last deadline passed, you'll have next week? So if after the last deadline passed, you had 3 transfers, you spent 2, you've got 1 left, then you'll have 3 still. Because that's what you had before, if that makes sense. Before you did anything with your team. It carries over exactly how it was before. Bertman says, right, got Mateta back with Gabriel to Saliba and Palmer to Saka. So the last one is Munoz or Rogers. Well, it depends on the combinations, Bertman, because they're different positions. I'd say Munoz if I was picking one of those. Yeah, Munoz, but different positions, so... FCH Sean says, hey Oscar, thoughts on assistant manager on Glasner 31 to 33? Yeah, I think it's a perfectly good option. I'm not sure about the Brighton game if that's table bonus, but you've got City, Newcastle, Arsenal, so you've got 3, maybe 4 table bonus fixtures. And obviously if they win, 10 extra points. If they draw, I think it's 5. Like I bought Glasner when I had the chip active and he got me 20 points from one game. So it's huge upside if they can get a result. But obviously, it's like lower floor, higher ceiling with Glasner. Like he could just lose to City and Newcastle and you've come away with 0 points. Or, if he gets a win against Newcastle, draws with City, you could be looking at 25 points. What are you drinking? On the orange squash. What's everyone got today? What's everyone drinking? Anyone on the beers? Tea? Water? Mr. F says, my triple up is Eze, Sar, Munoz. I've got Evan Nilsson up front. I'm having a lot of Mateta FOMO, 2.1 million in the bag. No, I think it's fine. You've got 2 attackers still. Not the end of the world. But yeah, I struggled with the combinations as well, and I ended up with triple attack. But I think double attack's perfectly fine. You're on the Desperados. On the Fanta. Coconut pineapple juice. Iron brew. Nice. Right, I'm almost caught up here. No, I think it's fine, Mr. F. Double attack's perfectly fine. I think you'll see a lot of that. You're struggling in general, Jano. I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Timothy says, thoughts on Foden instead of Palmer? Placeholder for Saka. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine too. You're on the bath water. You're drinking milk. Yeah, Foden's fine. Obviously with Marmoush playing up top, that frees up a spot for Foden to play, probably in behind the strikers likely, isn't it? So I think Foden's a really nice option. He's the one player I'd love to have in my team, and I'm going to be gutted if he hauls this week. Unless Eze and Sarr do well, who I've got instead. Right, let's have a look at the scout selection. Let us know in chat how many players you've got from the scout. They've got Raya Vardio, Kirkes Munoz, Salah Foden, Kluivert Semenyo, Isaac Mateta and Marmoush, and they've got Glasner, assistant manager. You're drinking Marino's bathwater. Hold up, what did I just read? Marino, has anyone got him? Are we sleeping on Marino? 6, 7 players, 8, nice, 5. I feel like the non-wildcarders are going to have the most, aren't they? Probably. 9, damn. Kay says, took a -8, so I desperately need to get my captain right this game week. I have it on Marmoush at the moment, but I can be persuaded. I've got Salah, Mateta, Evan Nilsson and Palmer. It's a coin toss this week between Salah and Marmoush, I think. I just think Salah, what more can he do? He's got Everton at home. He's already set the most points in FPL history, and he's got a bunch of games to go still. I'm not going to get fancy this week. I'm going Salah captain. Maybe Marmoush vice. Watkins a good shout. I might go for Eze and Watkins over Mateta and Rodgers. Yeah, Watkins is fine. My plan is to just get him later for Isaac. So this will be my team. Be my team in Gameweek 32. So I'll have 6 doublers there. I'll have to bench Vardio and Marmoush home to Palace, which could backfire. But it is what it is. Like, I've got to play everyone here. And then Gameweek 33, it'll be Watkins in for Isaac, Saka in for Palmer, and probably Savinho in for Murphy, and then bench boost. So I'll have 2 doublers on the bench. That is the plan. There's probably a better plan, but I had to work on this wildcard so last minute because of the Kluivert news. I hadn't planned to wildcard at all. But welcome to Kluivert. Iriola said he's a doubt for the game, and I just couldn't take the chance because I already had Gibbs White and Wood yellow flagged, and I had no free transfers. Justin says, sorry if already answered, but just got here. Thoughts on Palmer / Eze versus Saka / Foden? Well, I'm on the Palmer Eze combo, so I like that more. And then my plan is to go Palmer to Saka later. But it really depends on the rest of your team. Like, if you can free up the money, then Foden should be better than Eze. Should be. But I liked the Palmer Eze combination a bit more. Andre Johnson says, Marino sleeper pick. Played 90 minutes against Chelsea as number 9. Maybe. Is he going to play up top every game? With players coming back from injury? Or could Arteta use Trossard there? Nah, not for me. I just think there's too many other players I want. I want Salah, Palmer. I want Eze, Sarr, Murphy, Foden. There's just Rodgers. There's too many other players I'd rather have over Marino. Chris says, Oscar, would you captain Foden or Marmoush? I'd say Marmoush if I was picking one, Chris. Probably has pen duties as well. So yeah, Marmoush if I was picking one. Right, let's have a look at the most transferred players. Oh my god, 1.1 million transfers in for Marmoush. 1.1 million. And then it's Mateta, Isaac, Sarr, Munoz, Bruno, Vardio, Saka, Salah, Raya, Murphy. You can kind of get a feel for how many wildcards are active because it's a proper wildcard list, isn't it, of players here. God, 1.1 million people have bought Marmoush. That's crazy. Razan says, that's it, Marmoush is blanking. Honestly, it'd be peak FPL. It's the curse of the most transferred players. So, Captain Poll, let's see what you guys are doing. 77% Salah, 19% Marmoush, 2% Isak, 2% other. Rakagumi, thanks for the 30 months, says, on a wildcard, is Foden a good shout? Murphy or Livramento? Murphy over Livramento, I would say. Yeah, Foden's great. He's the one player that I'd love to have in my wildcard. Because with Haaland out, it's probably going to be Marmoush up top. So it frees up a spot for Foden. Like, he has had the odd benching and he has looked a bit knackered, don't get me wrong. But it's just less competition now. So I think Foden's a really nice pick. And I wish I could afford him on my wildcard, but I don't have enough team value. So Palmer's the most sold. Let me refresh it. 1.2 million. Wait, 1.2 million have sold Palmer. I've just bought him. 1.1 million have sold Wood. 586,000 have sold Haaland. I can't believe that. I mean, that's great. I'm happy to see that. Don't get me wrong. That's an opportunity. He's in training and he's got Spurs home, Brentford and Ipswich. Am I going crazy to have him on my wildcard? Chicken dipper. 1.2 million. J Pup says, does Palmer outscore Saka by 4 points, Gameweek 30 to 32? I think there's a good chance he does. Because Arsenal, don't forget, they've also got the Champions League. So, and Saka's just back from months away injured. So what's his minutes going to be like? Do you know what I mean? I just think Palmer makes a bit more sense if you can then swap to Saka later. I'm guessing you're saying you've maxed out transfers and it's going to cost you a hit to swap. But I think he probably does, yeah. And let's not forget, Jackson's back. He's been a massive miss for Chelsea. Madueke's back. He's been a miss as well. I was going to say nothing, but that would be harsh on Madueke. Like, big up Focal on working late. So, I don't know. I just think Palmer's a nice opportunity, especially now I've just seen 1.2 million have sold him. Kano says, what should I do? Wildcard of 1.9 million in the bank and your assistant manager's 31 to 33. Rai, Areola, Gabriel Munoz, Vardy, Byrne, Concert, Eze, Murphy, Savino, Palmer, Salah, Isak, Mateta, Marmoush. Don't need to do anything. Banging team. I think that's the one. Great team. Yeah. Looks good to go. And you can buy any assistant manager you want as well. So that's great. Yeah, you can decide next week exactly who you want to go with. I can't suggest anything, Kano. You knew before you sent that that's a really nice wildcard. Yeah, I don't have anything to suggest. Looks good to go. Palmer or Bruno from Valentina. Palmer. Yeah, Palmer over Bruno. Oh, by the way, welcome again to all the new members, all 100 or so of you, plus the extras. If you have Discord, you can log into your YouTube account in settings and you'll automatically see the Focal members channel in Discord. If anyone's not in the Discord in general, there's like something like 13,000 members, so I'll spam the link in chat if you want to join the Focal Discord server and chat with 10,000 plus other FPL managers. 500 like. We've got 500, do we? How many people are watching right now? I tend to never look at it, but I am curious to know how many are watching, given it's a bit of a wildcard special this week. You've got 2.9k, nice. You've got the bench boost wildcard and assistant manager left. What to do? The team's okay for 30. The thing is, even if your team's okay for 30, is your team okay for 32 and 33? As mad as it sounds, with that in mind, you might still want to wildcard to set yourself up for the doubles and use your assistant manager in Game Week 31 next game week after this. So 31 to 33. I regret being a member. You don't reply to anything, bro. My bad. There's a lot of messages. That's the thing. It's like it's hard to reply to everything. Or it's impossible. Not hard. It's impossible because there's so many messages, and I can't ever miss a super chat because, like, it's really generous that someone would even put a super chat up for me to answer. So I can't ignore those as well. So I miss a lot of what goes on in chat when I'm doing those. Is it okay to keep Cliver? He's a doubt, that's all we know, so it's really hard to say. I'd be tempted to sell if I had him, if you've got him, yeah. Is Wood confirmed out? Not confirmed, but it sounds unlikely. I listened to the press conference and Nuno said he's got like a bad contusion. Senna says best replacement, what does it say? For Cliver, already 3 Palace, 3 Newcastle and a wildcard. What about Rodgers? Double Gameweek 33 potentially. And Southampton. Yeah, maybe Rodgers. Unless you can afford someone more expensive like Foden. Flandy says 1 month from 3 years. Hello, boss, by the way. How are we doing, Flandy? What are you doing this week, Flandy? Have you wildcarded? How much have you got in your bank? 0.5 million. Not much. When's the deadline? Is it in 45 minutes? Is that right? Marcus says best defender 5.4 million, non-Arsenal, Newcastle, Palace and City. Probably Cliver. Like, I've got Cliver. What's he? 5.2. Sorry, Kanate, not Cliver. Probably Kanate, Marcus. Oh, you wildcarding Gameweek 20? Yeah, that's right. You've done Woods and Mateta. Nice. So yeah, it's in 45 minutes. All right. 5.4 non-Arsenal. Yeah, Kanate, I think Marcus is the one that leaps to mind. Everton this week, you can play him. You can play him against Fulham away if you need. West Ham home, Leicester away. It's not a bad run. Is this a wild card? Yeah, this is my wild card team. I cannot remember now if there was a reason I went Burn over Livramento though. That's going to really bother me. What was the reason I did that? Should I go Liver? I think I'll leave Burn him. He just needs to avoid getting booked. Well, needs to avoid getting 2 yellows in the next 2, basically. Or 2 in the next 3, I guess. Because if he gets booked against Man United, he'll miss Palace. And then he'll have a single game week. Was it because... Yeah, I can't remember the reason. I think I'm going to just leave Burn in. Yeah, Nico Williams is a good option as well, like if you need someone a bit cheaper. But he said 5.4, so Kanate works. And you can start him like the next 4 weeks in a row if you need. Sultan says Gordon plus Savio or Foden plus Murphy. I think Foden plus Murphy is way better there, in my opinion. I mean, Gordon's had a knock and he suspended this game. He's probably alright for the next game week after this one, but I mean, Barnes is kind of competing with Gordon as well. I actually think Murphy's maybe slightly better than Gordon right now. So yeah, Foden and Murphy, definitely. Nigel says Munoz and Savinho or Eze and Kanate. I'd say Munoz and Savinho, just because of the double game weeks. But what about some... tricky one. I mean, I'm on Eze and Kanate. It's all about the combinations. That's why it's hard to answer. Because when I pieced together my whole team, I wanted Sarr and Mateta, so then I can't go Munoz, if you see what I'm saying. But in isolation, it's slightly better. In my case, I've got the triple attack, and then I'm going to probably buy Savinho in Gameweek 33. So yeah, it depends on your team setup. Like if it's like mine, then Eze Kanate fits better. but I'm on triple pallets and I'm still going to buy Savinho, and I've got Eze and Kanate, so I've kind of got a bit of everything. The only one I'm missing would be Munoz. Fudgy says, is there any reason for me not to wildcard this week with 5 players out and only the bench boost free hit and wildcard left? Nah, I mean, when you got that many out, I think you just have to do it. I think it has to be done. There's too many players out. There's too much you can improve there. I'd pull the trigger, Fudgy. It's kind of annoying. Like I really tried to set myself up to roll this week, but I've had so many flags come out of nowhere, and I've had to use it in the end. Ashley says, Focal, do I buy Isak, Mateta, or Marmoush? Oh, I mean, how would you rank these? If you guys had to rank the 3, I guess the template front 3 for the wildcard, how would you rank Marmoush, Isak, and Mateta? I would say Isak number 1. Probably Mateta number 2, then Marmoush. So buy Isak if you had to buy 1. Isak, Marmoush, Mateta. Isak, Mateta, Marmoush. I have generational wealth in my team. Do I go Eze or Sarr? Yeah, it's a tricky one because Eze, like, I don't know if he's even been on so many set pieces recently. I think Will Hughes has been taking some corners. But if you got the choice, I'd probably get Eze over Sarr. If you've got the money, yeah, I think Eze over Sarr. It's one of those though. It's a proper coin toss. Like, Eze is just a better footballer. Sarr's underlying numbers have been better over the last 6 game weeks. So also keep an eye on whether you could potentially use that money for something in a future game week. If you could, then I'd go Sarr. Eze or Foden? Foden, if I had to pick one. Peter says, is it worth doing my assistant manager on Glasner tonight in the next 3 game weeks? What do you recommend, Oscar? No, I'd use it. I would use it in game week 31. Because Palace will potentially double in game week 33 as well. So you could use it here on Brighton, for Brighton. Then you got the double, and then you got another double. So you'll have an extra fixture in a nutshell if you wait till game week 31 to activate it. I know it's Southampton though, so I do understand, but you're going to miss double game week 33. Ashley says, hold up, is Gibbs White out? I actually think there's a chance he plays. I think there's a good chance he plays. I think he picked up a knock, like he collided with the post. But I didn't watch the game, but I saw on Twitter people saying after the game he was on the pitch running and celebrating. So I think he'll be fine, if I had to guess. I think Wood's much more of a doubt than Gibbs White is. Start Wood and Cliver. I mean, both are doubts. He better. Bruno G or Murphy? Murphy. Why Wan-Bissaka? It's because I'm going to bench boost game week 33 and he's got Southampton home. So it just, I don't know, I couldn't think of anyone else. It made the most sense to me. Hawk Tour says, who to get between Kanate and Munoz on a wildcard? I can't copy your team. I did Eze to Rodgers. Well, if you've got rid of Eze for Rodgers, then go Munoz. Yeah. Right, let me check for leaks if we've had anything. What's this? One message. Not that. Lists, leaks. Oh, what's this? Official semi-automated offside technology will be introduced by the Premier League for Game Week 32, commencing on Saturday 12th of April. Wow, that's huge. But no leaks. Other than that. Why Palmer over Foden? I don't know. I think Palmer's better for the next 3. Oh, was that an April Fool? Wait, was it? I just fell for that if it is. But it's posted by an account with 300,000 followers. No, the Premier League posted it as well. Well, the Premier League doing April Fools as well now. No, I've just retweeted it. Jan says Eze and Rogers or Savinho and Sarr. Probably Eze and Rogers, just in case like you want Foden instead, unless you've got Foden as well, just to leave the door open perhaps. Tricky one. I think Eze and Rogers is slightly better. Yeah, I'd go with that. And when do Villa have got Southampton right coming up? Is that before or after the double? So it's Brighton away, Forest home. Yeah, and then it's Southampton away, Game Week 32, and then double Game Week 33. If it happens. You know it will be carnage if they still don't announce double Game Week 33 before the Game Week 31 deadline. Any news on Saka? Yeah, Arteta says he's ready. He's been in training. They did a practice match which he played through and he was fine. So it sounds like he's good to go. Do you reckon he starts though? Alright, new poll is up. No, let's do a different one. So the poll is, are you bench boosting in Game Week 32 or 33? So the options are 32, 33, other later game week, or used it already. Poll is up. Get your votes in. Pat says, why burn over Livramento if you've got the cash? I'm just not sure if there's something I'll need the money for later. That's the only thing at the back of my head. Yeah, it's a good question. I'm trying to remember why I did that. I feel like there was a reason. It might have been in case, but this is like Game Week 37, if I wanted to buy Palmer back. I could get Vardy when he's got Ipswich home, but I really can't remember now. Maybe I should just go Livra. Are you guys got... Let me do a poll as well for that. But like, I don't know. For the 0.1 million. Like, is Livramento even actually more goal threat playing in left back than Burn is? Is this his legit team or just April Fools? What do you mean? This is my real team. It's not that bad, is it? Liver over Burn. So 19% bench boosting 32, 58% 33, 17% another later game week, 7% used it already. Alright, poll is up. Oh yeah, let me check actually. I tweeted way earlier today saying Newcastle fans burn a Livramento. Let me see what they actually said back to that. It was this. What did they even say? I can afford burn or Livramento. Which one's better? Livramento's got more upside. No attacking returns in the Premier League this season. Livramento has 1 attack and return in 2 seasons. I'll be going burn every time. From FPL Nightmare. He said for us, he's a Newcastle fan as well, so maybe this was it. Maybe I read this and I was like, I'll just take the chance he doesn't get those yellows. Trippier across the burn header will happen sooner than we think. Just don't miss it. I mean, people there are saying burn. Based on the Carabao Cup final, we can clearly see how we target Big Dan Burn on every set piece. Pretty much similar to what Arsenal did with Gabriel, so +1 for Burn. There you go. What's the poll say? close. 55%, 54% livery. Slowly dropping after that. I don't know what leaked lineups is. Who's even playing tonight that we could get a leak from? Tonight's game's good. We've got Arsenal v Fulham, Wolves v West Ham, Forest versus Man United. Yeah, no leaks. We've got, what, half an hour till the deadline. Predicted lineups, anything interesting there? Watkins up top, Rodgers starting, Rashford less likely, 65%. Konsa and centre back, yeah. Oh yeah, so Pau Torres 50-50. 50-50 with Mings. So no, sorry, Disasi not even in this predicted lineup. So we've actually got Maatsen 50-50 left back. There's the Liverpool lineup. Robinson, Van Dijk, Konate, Quanta, McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, Diaz, Salah. Predicted lineup. Yeah, anyway, I mean, the poll's 50-50, basically, so that's not answered that either. Kvaz says, why wasn't Kirkes in the FA Cup squad? Will he start? Wasn't he suspended? Yellow card suspension. Can anyone fact check that? Was it a suspension, I believe? I think he was injured. Clive at News just saw the yellow flag. Yeah, Ariela's just said he's a doubt. That's literally all he's told us. Burn yellow cards. Yeah, well, he needs to avoid getting 2 yellows in his next 3. He's got 8 this season in what, 28 games? Whatever that is. So he's getting 1 every 9 games, is that right? That's Isaac. That's wrong. He's got 8 yellow cards. He's played 28 games, so he's getting 1 every 9.3 games. That's not right. Is that right? God, my brain is fried. Does that make sense? Every 9 games? No. Yeah. My brain is just melted. What am I trying to calculate? Every 3 games. So 8 divided by 28. Sorry. Like every 3 games. Every 3.5 games. Yeah, fine. Yeah, so that's the point I was trying to make. So if he can just carry on that trend, then I'll be fine. Every 3.5 games. Yeah, every 3 to 4 games. Got it. Oh dear. Right, so, and I'm saying he needs to avoid getting 2 yellow cards in the next 3 games. That's all I need from him. And then after 32 games played, it extends to 15 cards needed as well. Anurag says, thoughts on this? Raya, Martinez, Gabriel, Konsa, Munoz, Vardy, Livramento, Salah, Murphy, Sarr, Semenyo, Foden, Mateta, Marmoush, Isak. 0.3 mil on the bank. The only way to get Palmer is Semenyo to Rodgers, Livra to Dunk, and Emi to Areola. No, I think that's fine then. So Semenyo. What? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I see what you've done. It's just Semenyo. How often are you actually going to play him? Is it just this week? You want to play Murphy against Leicester. You want to play Murphy in the double game week. So are you buying Semenyo for 1 week? If so, why not just get Rodgers, for example? But yeah, other than that, really nice team. I think that's the only thing I'd chew on. Other than that, I mean, it's proper like wildcard template, isn't it? More or less. Besides, yeah, no Saka or Palmer. Some people have got one of those 2. But yeah, really nice team. I would say that though, because mine's really similar. Wood starts. Where's that come from? We never get Forest leaks. Right, keep your questions coming. I've not said this entire stream, but if you are enjoying the live stream, then hit subscribe and do like the stream as well. Appreciate your support. Thank you all for being here. Yours truly, Du Bois, says, wildcard thoughts. Pope, Areola, Varley or Gabriel, Munoz, Livramento, Milenkovic, Salah, Eze, Kluivert, Saka, Ramsey, Isaac, Marmoush and João Pedro. So I think the core of this wildcard is really nice. Ramsey I'm not sure about. I don't see why you'd go Ramsey over Rodgers. And Kluivert's a doubt, so I just feel like you have to avoid him now. I wouldn't get Kluivert now, based on Areola saying he's a doubt. He could play, but why would you risk it on a wild card, you know, when you've got the choice? Do you know what I mean? Other than that, really nice team. Yeah, I'd consider swapping Ramsey to Rodgers. Have you got triple Palace? You've got Eze, you've got Munoz. That's it. I would look to add a third Palace player as well, whether that's Henderson or Sarr or Mateta. Get one of those in as well. Maybe Kluivert to Sarr, yeah. Ramsey to Rodgers. That's it. Just join the stream. Are you doing a wildcard now? Yeah, I've activated it. Wildcard's active. And this is my team. It was a last minute decision. I was going to save it, but obviously Kluivert picked up this flag. I had Gibbs White. I had Wood. I'd already used my transfer to sell Haaland. It was just too many issues in the end, so I decided to bring the wildcard forward a week. And it's active right now. Nat to one says, I'm torn between Eze and Mateta. Which one to buy? It's about the combinations again, like different positions. But I'd say Mateta if I had to pick one. Mateta over Eze. I think he's a slightly better pick. Costs more as well. And obviously it's like, if you go Mateta, which midfielder? If you go Eze, which striker? I just think Mateta makes slightly more sense. I mean, there's probably more midfielders, isn't there? There's way more midfielders to choose from. That also suggests Mateta to me. Because there's like Sarr, Eze, Palmer, Salah, Foden, Murphy, Rodgers, Gordon, I guess, if you can bench him. There's quite a lot of options there. Right, the poll is very split, so that's not any help at all. We'll end that. JH says, same wildcard team, but minus 2.2 million. Who would you replace? Minus 2.2. What would I change here? I don't think I'd touch the front three. Maybe in the midfield you could change something. What if you go Martinez down to Areola? That's like 0.7 mil. Kanate down to a cheaper defender. So, trying to think of an example. Like Nico Williams, perhaps. Is there anyone else? I mean, you could do Eze to Rodgers. That works. You could do Eze to Rodgers, Kanate to Munoz. What about that? Eze to Rodgers. That must free up like at least 1 million. Kanate to Munoz. Martinez to Areola. That should be about 2 million or so. Yeah, see if that works. Is there anything else? I mean, you could do like Gabriel to Saliba in a pinch, that sort of thing. Palmer to Saka. Yeah, that's my plan in Gameweek 33. I'm gonna have Palmer. He's got 2 home games in the next 3. Brentford away in between. So I'll have Palmer for 3 game weeks, and then I'll swap him to Saka in Gameweek 33. So I'll just run it through on here for those that are wondering what the plan is. There we go. So this would be my team in Gameweek 30. This would be my team in Gameweek 32. So I'll have Burn, Murphy, Isak double in for Newcastle, Eze, Mateta and Sarr double in for Crystal Palace. And then I'll bench boost in Gameweek 33. So the bench would be Martinez with a double, Burn. He's got Villa away. That's not great. Savinho, if I bring him in, and Wan-Bissaka. So it'd potentially be Murphy to Savinho, Isak to Watkins, and Palmer to Saka. So 3 transfers. I'm not a massive fan of like booking in transfers like that, because also I have to have nothing else go wrong. Otherwise, yeah, I'm looking at a -4, or I can't buy a Savinho, for example. So yeah, it's a little bit risky, but big upside if I can get to that point. Scatman says Raya and Kirkes or Pope and Saliba. I think Pope and Saliba's slightly better because you've got the double game week for Newcastle. Yeah, slightly better. I'll go with that. Kirkes is great, but obviously he's no doubles in the near future. Might have one later in the season, like Game Week 36, but not now. A&J says 3 of Lacroix, Vardiol, Kirkes, Gabriel, and Livramento. So Vardiol definitely, Gabriel definitely, and it'll have to be Kirkes. And I'd put Lacroix ahead of Livramento on the bench. Yeah, play the clean sheet odds. These are the odds if anyone's wondering. So you've got 3 of the top 4 there, so you're looking good. Is your team locked in? Yeah, team's locked in. Leicester 5% chance. Imagine if this is that 5% time that Leicester keep a clean sheet when people have got Marmoush, Foden, yeah, Savio. You had to bring in Elanga. Fair enough. You're 1 million short. Oh, there's places you can free it up, like Martinez to Areola. You go Kanate down to a cheaper defender. Something like that works. When are you bench boosting? It'll be Game Week 33 that I use mine. Alright, let's take a screenshot of my team. I'll wait actually before I post it, just in case there's anything that comes out leaks-wise. Nothing at the moment. Your thoughts on Asensio? Yeah, he's an interesting one. I think I'd rather Rodgers just because he tends to play 90 every match, right? But yeah, he's not a bad pick. Rashford could be an interesting one as well. No leaks at the moment. I'll keep an eye on it. We've got about 15 or so minutes till the deadline, so I'll keep an eye on it. Kuzanov for cheaper alternative works. Yeah, he just doesn't feel anywhere near as nailed as Vardiol to me. So I don't like Kuzanov for that reason. He probably does start all games, but like in the FA Cup, Kuzanov came off, I think at half time. O'Reilly came on and played left back. Vardiol moved to left centre back, and O'Reilly had an immediate impact. Made a run all the way down the left, squared the ball that Haaland scored. So it feels a little bit risky to me. Vardiol just feels worth the premium if you're picking a City defender. Cheap Kanate replacement. What are the options? Assuming you can't go like Burn, Wan-Bissaka, then maybe Nico Williams. I think he's like 4.4. What's Forest's projected double game week? It's here. Let's check. Or is this easier? No, I think this one's better. So they've only got a 20% chance of blanking in Game Week 34. They'll probably just move the fixture to midweek, and it remains in Game Week 34. 25% chance, according to this graphic from Johnny Curry or Solio. 25% chance of a double in Game Week 36 for Nottingham Forest. The likeliest is actually Aston Villa, 49%. And this was the other reason that I ended up with Martinez as my backup keeper. He's got the double game week expected in Game Week 33. But also Game Week 36, Raya's got Liverpool away. So that, if Villa do get that double game week, then I'll also have Martinez with a double game week and I can bench Raya. So that was the thinking there. And I might still have triple City, I might still have Watkins, so I could have like 5 doublers if City also double. but we'll see what happens. Alex Marmon says, I've replaced Trent with Munoz and I'll start Dango instead of taking a points hit to replace Wood, and I'll use my wildcard next game week. Is it a sensible move? Yeah, I actually think Dango's got a decent chance of starting now, because we've got Cliver who's a doubt, and we've also got Tavernier, I think, is a doubt. So I think there's actually a decent chance Dango starts this one. So yeah, if you can put a good team out without taking a hit, like besides Munoz who you've brought in and Dango, then yeah, I think you're perfectly fine to just delay a week, wait for more information and go from there. Who would you pick, Pau Torres or Dazassi? I'm 0.1 mil short of Consa. I don't think either of those I'd want. I feel like both, or neither, sorry, are nailed. Consa's the one that's nailed, otherwise you just don't go Villa defence. You don't go Cash. Probably wouldn't go Digne, because obviously they've got Champions League around the Southampton game, so I think it's just Consa or no one. I mean, maybe even Consa's not 100% safe, but he should be. He's definitely by far the safest. Nick says, can I get away with no wildcard? Next team's Raya, Gabriel, Munoz, Vardy, or Kluivert, Semenyo, Palmer, Salah, Bruno, Isak, Marmoush. And your bench is Wissa, Aina, Milenkovic, wildcard 31. Yeah, you can get away with it, definitely. Yeah, it's a really solid team. Yeah, if I had your team, Nick, I wouldn't be wildcarding this week either. More than good enough to get through. I mean, you've got kind of like the template wildcard defence there, and you've got lots of wildcard picks like Palmer, Salah, Isak, Marmoush, etc. Wissa first on the bench just in case Kluivert misses out. It might be worth playing Wissa over Kluivert, something to think about, actually. It's just whether Kluivert's on the bench and comes on. Yeah, you probably start Kluivert. Probably just start Kluivert. Is Savinho any good? Yeah, solid pick. He has come off early here and there. That's the only thing that puts me off a bit. But I might end up buying him, Gameweek 33. Jack says, why have you gone Wan-Bissaka? I'm going to bench boost in Gameweek 33. And I couldn't find anyone better, to be honest with you. He's got Southampton home. So, like, that's fine. It's good enough. Oh, yeah, let me post my team. Right, so yeah, Marmoush vice, Salah captain, good to go. Murphy first on the bench, yeah. Martinez, perfect. Right, that's posted. Let's check if there's any leaks. Nothing there. Start Milenkovic or Gabriel. Gabriel. If anyone's got like 50-50s on defenders, then these are the clean sheet odds this week. Arsenal top 53%, Man City 51, Liverpool 49, Bournemouth 41. Best week to play the triple captain. I would use it, if I still had it, I'd use it on Isak, because he's got the double game week 32, both home games. So I'd use it on him. What's wrong with Kluivert? Iriola said he's a doubt. That's literally all we've heard. Annoyingly vague, unfortunately, so not a massive amount of information there, but yeah, he said he's a doubt. Obviously, he could just come through fine and start, or there could be something more serious underlying and he misses the game. Impossible to say, unfortunately. Semenyo or Kanate, bench one. I'd chase the upside and start Semenyo if I were you. Saki says, I'm chasing 80 points. Is Marmoush captain stupid? Nah, not if you're chasing 80 points. Not if you're chasing 80 points. That's exactly the sort of thing you want to do. Like, in terms of FPL review projections, I put Marmoush in 85 minutes. Maybe that's too generous, but that puts him on 6.9 projected points, which is the same as Salah. I put Foden on 80, which actually puts him in third highest this week, and then Isak and Palmer. So it's one of those, like, it could massively backfire. Don't get me wrong, Salah's on record-breaking pace, but if you've got 80 points to make up, it's the sort of thing you have to take a chance on and just hope for the best. Goal scorer odds. I don't know if I did. Yeah, I've got that one. The top projected scorers, which actually has Marmoush top as well. Because, like, imagine you're chasing 80 points. Everyone in your league captains Salah. You go Marmoush. Marmoush bags a hat trick. Then you've made up, like, I don't know how many points, 15, 16, assuming that they've got Marmoush, otherwise more. So he's on 0.82 projected goals, which is highest of all players as well. Isak's in second, then Salah, Mateta, Palmer, Kluivert, Evan Nilsson, Foden, Semenyo. I've actually got quite a lot in this list. How many players have you guys got from this list? So for me, it's Marmoush, Isak, Salah, Mateta, Palmer. Oh, just 5. The top half is great, and then I've got nothing at the bottom there. I've got 5. Waka says, late to the stream, quick summary of big events. Significant events. Nothing really. Obviously the stuff in the news widget, like Saka's back and ready. Kluivert is a doubt. You got 7, damn. 6. Yeah, there's not been any leaks, so in that sense, nothing significant. We've got just under 10 minutes till deadline. I'll keep checking in case we get anything. Tonight's games: Arsenal versus Fulham, Wolves v West Ham, and Forest versus Man United. Which game are you guys watching, if any? I guess most of you don't have players in the bottom 2, right? So I suppose most of you are going to be invested in Arsenal versus Fulham. Anyone got Saka, actually? Oh, maybe we'll get a leak that Saka starts. That would be really interesting. Yeah, I'll keep an eye for leaks, but not heard or seen anything. But yeah, and if anyone's joining late, along with Waka, then yeah, I've activated my wildcard. The plan was originally to use it next week, which is what I said in the team selection video. But then after that video, I had Haaland pick up the injury. I had Kluivert pick up a flag. So I had 4 issues to deal with. Only Forest v United is on UK TV. Oh, fair enough. Well, those that are outside the UK can pick whatever they want, right? The Merseyside derby is always a good game. I hope that's on TV. Are you watching Arsenal California? Nice one, Omar. Arsenal, yeah. Arsenal, United, Forest, Arsenal. What was I saying? Yeah, so I've activated my wildcard. It was a last-minute wildcard. This is the thing, because the Kluivert news came this afternoon, and I was out at the time as well. I was just helping my mum with a few bits and bobs around hers, and then I was like, I've got to go, because I suddenly was like, I clocked the Kluivert injury, and I was like, I'm gonna have to go, because I suddenly realised I'm gonna have to wildcard now. I cannot field the team I had before anymore. So yeah, I shot back and threw together this wildcard, and it's probably not the best wildcard. So be careful if you're copying it. Who's copying it, by the way? Confess in the chat. Some of you have said you're like 1 million short of affording it. So I know some of you are. Mum, I'm off. Literally, I was like, Mum, I've got to go. And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, something's happened in FPL. A lot of people are saying they're copying it. I knew it. Fair play. Appreciate the honesty. Calix is in the chat as well. Calix says he's copying it. Calix, I had to put this together for like proper last minute, this wildcard. It makes sense to me. You've got 6 doublers in Gameweek 32, and then you bench boost in 33, where you've got like, I think it's 11 doublers after the transfers I'll make. It's work, Mum. Exactly. I was like, it's work. I've got to do something for FPL. Can't help you anymore. 3.7k watching, says Samuel. Let's reach 1k likes. Alright, yeah. Everyone hit like if we've not hit that 1k milestone. You forgot till 10 minutes ago. To be honest, like it's a midweek deadline, and there's lots of last-minute news, so it could be a really nice edge as well. Activating it right now. Some people could be caught out. I get comments after every stream saying, "Oh, I missed the deadline." So at least all of you that are here right now aren't one of those that missed the deadline. That's a good starting point. AB says, I just joined and realised it's deadline day. I'm screwed. Well, at least you're here before the deadline, not after. You're on Marmish captain. All right, let's stick a final captain poll up. So we'll go Marmoush, Salah, Isak and other. So if you go other, who's your... Let us know in chat who's your other. There's a couple of super chats here. Oh, there's more than a few. Gerald says Palmer Saka of 0.8 million in the bank, or Murphy and Salah of 3.4. I mean, if I had to pick one, Palmer Saka's better, but I wouldn't want to go without Salah. I'd avoid that at all costs. Can you not get to Salah and one of Palmer and Saka? It has to be doable. Like, what's the rest of your team where you can't afford that? It has to be doable. I mean, Palmer or Saka probably scores more points, but I really wouldn't want to go against Salah unless you're massively chasing. You just want to go against the grain. Russell Baker says, I'm planning assistant manager Glasner 31, and I'm waiting for the table bonus game. No free hit. Bench boost left. Team's okay. Mikalenko Hall on the bench. Is Trent to Vardy or Saliba okay for -4 or wildcard now? I think I would just wildcard now. You've got Mikalenko, who's got Liverpool. You've got Hall. You've got Trent that you might have to take out from -4. I think, honestly, Russell, I think you just bring it forward. At minimum, you're saving 4 points. Plus, in theory, if you're picking a better, stronger team, you'll gain extra on top of that. I wouldn't take a hit for a defender anyway. Like, you're banking on a clean sheet, minimum, to break even. Kano says, locked in for assistant manager 31 to 33 and bench boost 36. Raya Fleck and Gabriel Munoz, Vardy Burn, Milenkovic, Eze Murphy, Savinho, Palmer, Salah, Isak, Mateta, Marmish. Boom. Nice team, Kano. Looks good. I can't think of a single thing to suggest. Really nice team. Looks good for the run-in. Good luck with the assistant manager as well. Who are you going, Kano? Do you know which manager? I assume you've got enough money in the bank to buy them as well next week. Russell Baker says, play Cliver, 30 from bench, or start Mbumo. Yeah, that's the risk that he gets 30 off the bench, but he could start, and then it's Ipswich home. I'd play Mbumo between the two. Yeah, I'd play Mbumo, Russell. Don't take the chance. It's not a bad fixture, in my opinion. Brentford, a bit of a weird team, Brentford. Like, I remember Mbumo went through some dry spells against easier teams, and then he scores against more difficult teams when you don't expect it. Fudgy says, why Martinez as your second keeper? Well, I'm going to bench boost in Gameweek 33. So it'll look like this. That's the wrong draft. That one. So I'll have him for the bench boost. Not great fixtures, obviously, but I'll bench boost him there. But the other thing is, in Gameweek 36, Arsenal have got Liverpool away, which is a really bad fixture. Looking at this, Aston Villa have got a 49% chance of doubling in 36. So the other thing at the back of my head was, I could have Martinez with a double game week when Raya's got Liverpool away. So that could be quite nice. Way down the line. So that was the reason. Johnny said that Saka starts, did he? I've never seen him post in team news. He said, if I was on a wild card, I would go Foden or Palmer over Saka. That suggests the opposite. FPL site is crashing. Yeah, make sure you lock in your teams, guys, just in case, because obviously this is a week now where lots of people have used their wildcard last minute. And if your team's in good shape, like, don't panic wildcard. Oh, we've got a minute till the deadline. Whoa. Is my team right? Yeah. God, that really crept up on me, that deadline. We're literally there. 30 seconds. That's it. God, that flew by. That 2 hours. That's it. Deadline. Done. Let me take slow mode off. Well, thank you for sticking with me this whole time, everyone. Right, let's take that off. If any of you are instantly disappearing now the deadline's gone, then fair play. Do hit like before you go. Make sure you subscribe. Yeah, good luck, Calix. I hope your wildcard does well, because apparently mine's the same one. So hopefully we smash it. We'll do predictions. Let's get this to fit in the screen nicely. How's that? Arsenal versus Fulham. First one. Guesses in the chat. Slow mode is off. Get your guesses in. Saka benched. Is he? Where did you get that from? Three 0 2-1. I'm not seeing anything on Saka, but maybe it's true. 3-2. Why is everyone saying 3-2? What have I missed? Fulham to score twice at the Emirates. 3-1. All right. God, that'd be annoying. I've got double Arsenal defence. Wolves v West Ham. Wolves v West Ham. What are we saying? Two all, 1-1, 2-1. All right. Nottingham Forest versus Man United. Interesting if that's true about Saka. Well, this is my worry. That's why I didn't want to pick him up straight away. I'd rather just in case, I'd rather go with Palmer. 2-1 to Forest. Bournemouth versus Ipswich. Oh, this one could produce goals, and I'm going to have no one in this game. What are we saying? Bournemouth versus Ipswich. Four 0 3-0, 2-2, 3-0. All right, a lot of 3-0s. We'll go with that. Brighton versus Aston Villa. Brighton v Villa. What are we saying? Two all. You reckon? All right. Man City versus Leicester. Oh, could have been lots of goals in this one. I know those of you that went Marmish captain will be hoping so. I know lots of you got Foden, Vardiol. Realistic guesses. Three 0 City. That's pretty realistic. Didn't expect that. All right. Newcastle versus Brentford. 3-0. 3-0. You don't reckon Brentford score? 2-0. 2-1. 2-0. 3-1. All right. Southampton versus Palace. Oh God, it's just kind of hit me how important that game is, because I'm on triple Palace attack. That's such a massive game. Is that tomorrow? Yeah. Tomorrow night. God, that's a huge game. I mean, I think it's a huge game for pretty much everyone on the wildcard, because everyone's on triple Palace, aren't they? You reckon no goals for Southampton? 3-0? Alright. 3-1. Go 3-0. Liverpool versus Bournemouth triple all over again. Oh, don't. Liverpool versus Everton. Merseyside derby. 4-0 Liverpool. 3-1. 2-1. 3-1. And lastly, Chelsea versus Tottenham on a Thursday. Is that the only game on Thursday? Yeah. Oh, at least I've got something to watch as well as a Parma owner. (2-1) to Chelsea. Alright, we'll go with that. So that's it. We have reached the end of today's stream. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. As I say, hit like before you go. Make sure you subscribe. It's completely free, and I hope you'll smash at this game. We can get huge green arrows. That's it from me. Focal out.